An early morning emergency in an upscale Augusta neighborhood. A small plane crashes just after taking off from Daniel Field, just a few blocks away, bursting into flames.
And it just sounded like it was right outside the window. A few seconds later, you kind of heard like a rustling kind of crash and then a loud banging pop sound.
For neighbors, something they will never forget as investigators begin their work and the community prays for the victims' friends and family. That local pilot, Jason McKenzie, died in the crash on Hillcrest Avenue at Belmont Drive.
He was the only victim in the crash, and officials say it's fortunate no one on the ground was hurt and no homes were hit. Our Andre Dickerber has more on who McKenzie was and how people are remembering him.
It's been an incredibly difficult day for those who knew Jason. They're still in the process of cleaning up the scene. As you can see, parts of the plane are still scattered out here, but people who knew him say that he was friendly, kind, outgoing, and passionate. Jason McKenzie was an experienced pilot with 800 flight hours under his belt, and people who knew him are still in disbelief.
I've known the McKenzie family for over 30 years. My wife and children and I came to Augusta in the 1980s, and my children were 5 years old and 3 years old, and so my son, just a few years younger than Jason. So they quickly joined First Baptist Church, and we did too.
He watched Jason grow up and will remember the caring man Jason became.
He's the guy that sends us emails every week about who's sick, who has lost a loved one in their family. Don't forget to pray for, and that was Jason. He was encouraging everybody else to pray for somebody else. And now, of course, we're praying for his family.
Jason McKenzie also gave his time to Augusta University.
We ask that you join us in a moment of silence,
where he was Associate Director of Philanthropy. AU saying his passion for the university and athletics programs was unsurpassed. A man who loved his work, his church, and most of all, his family.
Life is precious, and you don't think about it. It could be gone in a moment. You know, I mean, I saw him Sunday, and you're gone in a moment.
Angie Jacobson lived with Jason and played golf with him in college and says he's someone he'll never forget.
When I think of Jason, you know, I think of his smile and just he just was just such a nice, friendly, caring guy, and he always wanted to help.
Andy was hoping to bring his family to Augusta one day to meet Jason.
I'm just so bummed that I'm not going to be able to do that, because my kids would have loved that, and I would really like to meet his son, who's taking an interest in golf too.
A loss for people close to Jason and for the community.
We've lost a good guy. He cared about other people, and you saw it in the way he related to us and to his church. Jason was a good guy.
Things are quiet out here once again in this neighborhood near Daniel Field, where planes taking off and landing are just part of the landscape. In Augusta, Audrey Dickerber, on your side.